On a cold autumn's day as I went away to Shannon and on to the US of A. Oh, I'll never forget the look in your eye when I hugged you and kissed you and bid you goodbye. As I stood there knowing that I had to go, it's a pain that I pray that you never would know. Oh, but you were too young still to understand why someone who loves you could bid you goodbye. Wherever I wander, wherever I've strayed, a piece of me now that forever will stay. Part of my heart that is locked away and stays with you forever. I stood for a moment, and the moment stood still, and hold if I could by the force of my will. But I turned and I looked there, and all I could see was a sight of you there, and you looking at me. What once was a house, oh, is long torn apart. Now like the oceans are ripped in my heart, and I long for the day when with all of its charms you'll be back together, you here in my arms. Wherever I wander, wherever I've strayed, a piece of me now that forever will stay. Part of my heart that is locked away and stays with you forever. On a cold autumn's day as I went away to Shannon and on to the US of A. Oh, I'll never forget the look in your eye when I hugged you and kissed you and bid you goodbye. As I stood there knowing that I had to go, it's a pain that I pray that you never would know. Oh, but you were too young still to understand why someone who loves you could bid you goodbye. Wherever I wander, wherever I've strayed, a piece of me now that forever will stay. Part of my heart that is locked away and stays with you forever.
I had a pleasant dream. I woke up with a smile. I dreamt that I was back again in dear old Erin's Isle. I thought I saw Loch Allen's banks in the valleys down below. It was my lovely Leitrim where the Shannon waters flow. I stood enchanted by the scene of grandeur and delight. I headed off for Carricktown before the dark of night. I passed Sheemore, that fairy hill where flowers wildly grow, and I saw the grave of Finn McColl where the Shannon waters flow. The next I saw was Fenna town with her ancient abbey walls, where the preaching of her holy monks re-echoes through her halls. I stood with reverence on the spot, reluctant for to go, for from the town of saints and sages where the Shannon waters flow. I have travelled far through these great lands, from the east unto the west, but of all the islands I have seen, I love my own the best. And if ever I return again, there's one place I will go. It will be to lovely Leitrim, where the Shannon waters flow.
I'm an ordinary man, nothing special, nothing grand. I've had to work for everything I own. I never asked for a lot, I was happy with what I got, enough to keep my family and my home. Now they say that times are hard, and they've handed me my cards, and they say there's not the work to go around. When the whistle blows, the gates will finally close. Tonight they're gonna shut this factory down, and they'll tear her down. They'll tear her down. I never missed a day nor went on strike for better pay, and for 20 years I did the best I could. With a handshake and a check it seems so easy to forget all the loyalty through the bad times and the good. Now the owner says he's sad to see that things have got so bad, and the captain of industry won't let him loose. He still drives a car and he smokes his cigar, and still he takes his family on a cruise. He'll never lose. He'll never lose. So it seems to me such a cruel irony. He's richer now than ever he was before, and now my check is spent and I can't afford the rent, and there's one law for the rich, one for the poor. And every day I've tried to salvage some of my pride, and to find some work so I might pay my way. Oh, but everywhere I go, sure the answer's always no, and there's no work for anyone here today. No work today. No work today. And so condemned I stand, just an ordinary man, like thousands beside me in the queue. And I watch my darling wife trying to make the best of life. Ah, Christ knows what the kids are going to do. And now that we've been faced with this human waste, a generation cast aside. As long as I live, sure I never will forgive. And they strip me of my dignity and pride. They strip me bare. They strip me bare. They strip me bare. They strip me bare. is a tinker I am. I'm a travelling man. I follow the wind and the stars. If I've shoes on me feet and an old crust to eat, I'm as happy as any by far. I'm as rich as a king when I lay down to dream, and my pillows of sawdust or hay. And the friends that I make I would never forsake, and their kindness one day I'll repay. So thank you for sharing the warmth of your fire and an old cup of tea or two, and that warm feather bed where I lay down my head, for making me welcome. Thank you. I'm a jack of all trades, I'm as sharp as a blade when it comes to the markets and fairs, mending old pots and pans, or whatever I can. Not a penny I'd give for your cares. So thank you for sharing the warmth of your fire and an old cup of tea or two, and that warm feather bed where I lay down my head, for making me welcome. Thank you. And the cold winds of winter can cut like a knife, and the rain chills me deep to the bone, but the warm summer breezes still blow on my mind, and it's them keep me carrying on. When the cock crows at dawn, I'll be already gone through the meadow that runs by the trees. I think nothing of time, for the world it's all mine. I can come and go as I please. So thank you for sharing the warmth of your fire and an old cup of tea or two, and that warm feather bed where I lay down my head, for making me welcome. Thank you. And thank you for sharing the warmth of your fire and an old cup of tea or two, and that warm feather bed where I lay down my head, for making me welcome. Thank you. I was born and raised in Ireland, where my parents spent their lives. No work at home, so I did roam to start a brand new life. All the pubs, the crack, the laughter, I left it all behind. My mother's smile would bridge the miles and keep Ireland on my mind. I landed in this country and got started right away. I wed a girl from near my home and we worked hard night and day. I was blessed with 2 fine children, and I swore that in short time I'd teach 'em as my parents did and put Ireland on their minds. I have Ireland on me mind, me boys. I have Ireland on my mind. I left my family and my home oh so many miles behind. I've travelled to far off countries and no fortune did I find. Not a single day passed me away without Ireland on my mind. Told my children all the stories of our land that had to fight, and the people that suppressed us, of a famine and the plight. Oh, the dancing and the music of traditions old and kind, of the millions immigrating who left with Ireland on their minds. Getting all the news from Ireland, watch for letters every day. My daughter looks just like your ma, or at least that's what they say. Oh, I wonder how you're keeping. As for us, sure we're doing fine. I wrote this note today so I could say I had Ireland on my mind. I have Ireland on me mind, me boys. I have Ireland on my mind. I left my family and my home oh so many miles behind. I've travelled to far off countries and no fortune did I find. Not a single day passed me away without Ireland on my mind. My age, it's getting on now. I rock here all the day. Parents are in heaven now, and Ireland's so far away. With my eyes, I'll never see her. In my memory, I still find that place I call my homeland. I have Ireland on my mind. There's a green hill in the meadow where as a child I loved to play. Now it's time for me to go. It's there I lend my days. Oh, my children, oh, to lay me there. Of this I am resigned, that on the day God takes me away, He'll have Ireland on His mind. I have Ireland on me mind, me boys. I have Ireland on my mind. I left my family and my home oh so many miles behind. I've travelled to far off countries and no fortune did I find. Not a single day passed me away without Ireland on my mind. Not a single day passed me away without Ireland on